Hey guys, Beth Murphy here. Listen, I've been thinking a lot about the kinds of things that I feel we need to hear as INFJs. Now, you know that I am one, and it was difficult. Of course, it's more difficult. I mean, look at some of the images that when you Google us, what you'll see. You'll see a round peg trying to fit into a square hole. Like this is our whole life, where we were always getting messages, do it this way. You don't know what you're doing. I'm kind of bombarded by that. So I just want to give you kind of an example. This came to my mind as an example of how I feel I succeed as an INFJ, if I allow myself to. And when I say if I allow myself to, I'm saying if I don't let the sensor thinkies around me influence me. So this would be me, and this is you too. When I say me, I'm really talking about you. Otherwise, why would I be talking at all? This isn't all for me. It's helpful to me. If I feel I'm uplifting someone, it's helpful to me. But if I'm saying I've done this, then I'm automatically assuming that you can do this. So right now I'm talking about adding value to something in what would be considered a non-conventional way. Now, what's conventional? The majority is conventional. What I'm referred to as the sensor thinkies. I'm married to one. I was born into a family of them. So I was always getting the message, you're not doing it right, etc. As I said, and sometimes you guys, I've heard from you or some of the other INFJs that I'm friends with, and it was kind of the same. Unless you were blessed enough to be born into a family where there was other like-minded individuals, you were getting the message that whatever you're considering is not going to work. You were getting the message not to trust yourself. And as an INFJ, you have this thing called intuition. And as a metaphysician, I believe that I know so much more about your intuition and how it connects to who you really are, if you allow it to flow. But really, I just want to make these videos under the INFJ playlist just about INFJ from a general perspective. So having said that, general perspective, as far as bringing home money, now my sensor thinky husband, he has a very difficult time believing anything is valuable unless it's got a proven track record. Okay, I bet you can relate to that. I'm sure you know these people. Before I was able to express myself and I was in the 9 to 5, Monday through Friday type of structure, I made my own way as far as finding a niche where I could kind of be on my own and no one was really looking over my shoulder if I proved that I knew what I was doing. So even when I had to do that type of work, I kind of found a niche, thank goodness, because it was very difficult for me to do the 9 to 5 thing. I had an office job once and it was all I could do to pass the time. It was really difficult. Now someone else, a sensor thinky or a doctor sensor thinker type, would say, oh, we can fix that. You just take this medication, you'll be able to focus. And I would say, no, you need to do something that suits you. So, really huge discrepancy in the messages I know I felt I was receiving from the outside world versus the messages that were inside of me and everyone telling me that I couldn't trust them. So I just wanted to make a quick video and let me give you this real life example. This is just like, now that I'm blessed to have a little freedom, if I allow my mind to go and my intuition to tell me what to do, this is what it tells me what to do. I'm also at a time in my marriage where my husband kind of, I've been more powerful in asserting myself, as these decades have gone by. So, he kind of tried to, he used to try to change me because he thought I would fail if I wasn't doing it his way, because that's a traditional sensor thinker way. This is proven. This is how you do it. This is how everyone does it, right? So, that's softened a little bit. So let me just give you the example. We do realty. We've bought and sold properties. And I have a driving force in me that kind of tells me what to do and when to do it. So we bought a home for renovating. That's a whole other story I could talk about, but not for this video. So by the time we were finished, my realtor, and by the way, this is not a knock at all on my realtor. This is not about that at all. But he did give a, here's what I would list it for price. Okay. $95,000. This was only last October. Okay. So October 2017. 95. And here's why I didn't have a problem with that number. Because it's what the internet was kind of saying anyway on different websites. And I understood his reasoning. He's a censor. His logic is based on what's going on right now. That's how they base their facts. That's how they set their prices. What has the market said? And that's data. I don't give a rat's ass about data. I'm not driven by data. I'm driven by what's inside of me that tells me what to do. And this is intuition. And this is huge. If I could convince you of anything, if you continue to listen to me, it's going to be to follow your intuition. It'll get louder. But anyway, so 95 was the number. I'm telling you, I didn't have a problem with that. I'm an intelligent person. I know it's not about emotions. It's a balance. But this was a number we wouldn't be able to stomach because no one pays out of the gate prices. Nobody pays asking prices, right? So let's say we'd get stuck with like 90 and then take out his commission. So that wasn't going to work for us. This would have meant a near $5,000 loss. There's a reason I'm telling you the details. $5,000 loss had I allowed that, okay? So we put renters in. It actually sat for a little bit, but then he found us some renters. See, now, even though the censor Thinkie, the realtor in my life, wasn't telling me what I wanted to hear, he was still part of my positive equation because he found us renters that paid us extra on a temporary basis. It has to do with insurance companies will call a realtor if they have displaced people they need a temporary home for while they fix their home. All right. So he was still part of my solution. And I believe this is all attracted to me because of my attitude. But anyway, so they overpaid us because that's how insurance companies do it. By the time spring came, now this was 5 months later, I knew, my intuition was telling me, we have to cut these people loose. They were doing a lot of arguing with the insurance company and they could not come to a conclusion. The house could have been fixed in a couple of months, but this is a story of how the outside world, the censor thinkers do things. They were arguing about price, and that's just stupid to me, but because it ended up costing the insurance company even more to handle the family. But anyway, I knew that we needed to sell, and I knew that we needed to sell right then because it was spring, and my insides were just telling me, you have got to find the person. She's out there, the person that will buy this house. I even felt like I knew the kind of person that would be attracted to the house that I helped design. And so I put it on an application called Zillow where it says make me move, because I wasn't going to list it for 95. I was going to list it for what I felt this woman in my imagination would pay, what I felt it was worth based on how it looked, not based on censor thinker facts. Like, it doesn't have a basement. All right. In Connecticut, we have basements. People expect basements. I don't care. That's not going to drive me. The facts of the past are not going to drive me. And this is what I'm saying. This is why, as an INFJ, we kind of buck the system. We think outside the box. More power to that. That's why I call myself your advocate. I'm telling you, you have to honor the messages that are inside of you, because you have connections to other things that you may not even understand about what's actually telling you to do these things. So I knew my woman was out there. The way the house was set up, it was all brand new mechanicals, new everything. I felt like it would be a female. Like everything is done for you. You're not going to have bills for a decade. There was so much more worth in other factors that were not your traditional data. And I knew I would find the person that was looking for what I had created, what I had helped create in this home. So I put it on now think about it. It was only like 3 or 4 months later. And I put it on for $25,000 more than the realtor, which I agreed with. Like I totally got why he put it at 95. It's what's done. It's what's been proven. But that was not who the buyer I was after. I knew who I was after. I wasn't out to please everyone. I was out to find that one person. So I ended up attracting someone that was really hot to look at it. Now, she lived in California where there is no basements. They don't have basements out there. It was irrelevant to her. And they were looking for somewhere in the area. And she was honest to God hot for this property, like in a very genuine way that I know she wasn't just a tire kicker, as we say. So I called my realtor. I said, hey, I hope you don't mind. I did this. I went rogue, but I do have this buyer. You're welcome to take this buyer and just take it from here and show her the house and do your thing. If you don't mind that I listed it at 119. Now he was totally cool with this because he's a cool fellow. He was not offended, nothing. Just he's probably the type of guy that's like, hey, I would take the sale. This sounds like who he is. And I was happy for that. So he took the woman in and she ended up loving it, but she just went in a different direction. They were moving here from California and they picked another town to live in that was closer to their new jobs. It had nothing to do with our house. But I think it was enough where I said, you know what, if you're willing to show it, why don't you go ahead and list it on the MLS? So now everyone can see it. And he did that. And with under 2 weeks, I had an offer. Now I had an offer of 117 and then they rolled in the closing. But here's my final number. Because of this whole journey, the balking started with the balking of 95,000, which would have netted a loss of near $1,000, to still rolling with my guy who put in temporary renters who I knew in my gut I had to get out by spring. Whether they were ready or not, it's kind of wasn't my issue. My husband wanted to take the easy money because he's a sensor thinky. Let's go with what we know. Let's go with what's been proven. This is money that we already know is coming. But guess what? During that time, I knew to get them out. And the realtor said, no, they're taking care of the property. Well, no, they weren't. But luckily, it wasn't anything I couldn't undo. And I still got to present this wonderful product to the market. And I cleaned it back to what I'm calling zero. Like it was back perfect again, the way it was given to the renters. So I was able to show it to this woman, and she loved it. And it was exactly as it looked when it first went to market, when we first finished the project. I had taken a video of it. So that's what the woman fell in love with. And that's what she got, to the tune of a profit of now $32,000. Because of the journey with the sticking with the realtor, not holding that against him, not getting angry, letting it flow. Okay, not good enough. Timing's bad. Let's put some renters in there. And then my gut knowing that it's not based on current data. It's based on, I know there's someone out there that will appreciate what I have created that you cannot put a dollar value towards, which is all new, all done, all ready, move in. I don't care, there's no basement, these other things. And somebody paid it in under 2 weeks. And this is not a shock to me. It's not. This is like letting me go, like letting, my husband letting me flow, letting me go, letting me kind of strong arm this, which is not in his comfort zone at all, but we've progressed as years have gone by. That's a huge difference. So I'm not going to be the person that brings home the same paper with the same amount on it every week. I'm an INFJ, and I believe that who I am is following my gut, and it takes me places. I have bunches of other examples, but I guess the message is try not to listen to the majority and listen to yourself. That is the most important thing. And then the rest of our relationships, we kind of have to navigate. When I was a kid growing up in a sensor thinker house, it was a bummer, and I didn't really feel any kind of freedom till I had wheels. And then kind of being married, you kind of have that struggle too, a power of wills. But I kind of think that's part of my destiny. That's not really a big deal. I teach him things, he teaches me things, because we're opposites in many ways. But you're just going to have to redefine your quote unquote worth, as far as if you're looking outside, I wouldn't do that. You're going to produce so much more if you look towards your inside. All right. I don't know. Hope that was valuable. We're working on a countdown. And I don't know, if you guys want to hear anything, please tell me. All right. I'm here for you. Talk to you later. Bye.